Hello, all of you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Ascent to Ascend a Pathfinder, Season 5, Episode 14, Aftermath. We shall begin, as usual, with introductions, beginning with Tao.
Hello, I am Taldeus, and I will be the storyteller for Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder tonight.
Lightpaw, you're up.
Alexei. I am Lightpaw, or Bear 10 Lightpaw. I am playing Alexei, the Tinker Alchemist.
I am Tochemay. I play Gar the Knoll Barbarian. Rar, rar, rar.
I am Razim, and I am playing as the pair of sentient noble, Marten twins, sentient ferals. They are psionic incanters, and this week their names are Hash Browns and Fries.
I am Tanya Sapien, and I'm playing Rosalia Natu Cygnus, and today's bombardment was brought to you by the Kaiserin. Sign up today.
Yeah, they need replacements.
Hello, everyone. I am Temple. I am playing Templedor Jägermeister von Glorious Borkenborg Wolfenstein. I'm a big Wolven Paladin, captain of the crew, and, 1, 2, 3. Now it's only me.
Timber, you kind of skipped,
Yeah. Snow was actually supposed to
did
go next.
Oh! Dang
Look
it.
look at the stream. I know usually you go right after me. I
Yeah.
got reordered.
This is what happens when we get out of order!
Bro.
Snow?
hello? Tiberian?
Are you muted or something?
He is so sneaky, not even we can find
He
him.
messaged saying his computer has done a word that I cannot say until 15 minutes are up.
His computer has done a flung nuppet.
He is needing to reboot, so we will skip him and come back to him later.
It's done a flagibby.
Well, you see, I knew I had to step in because there was a hole in the line.
Oh my god. Yeah, I
It's
did it
just
out
my
of
training
instinct.
kicking in.
Yeah, I did it out of instinct.
Alright, well,
Okay.
go for the recap, Timber.
Alright, so, previous episode. Well, we decided to go see Rose's, granary? Is that what that thing's called?
Yeah. It was a great
Okay. Yeah, we went up there, and then we realized they won't grow in anything. So she kind of looked inside and saw it was kind of dusty and abandoned. And well, she just kept looking around and decided to dig in one particular spot. So she asked the twins to use their magical mind powers to pull a brick of dirt right out of the ground. And I was kind of upset, because I really wanted to dig a hole. I got demoted because I skipped that part. Yeah, I told my men to go guard the town while we were doing that, and Brutus got a field promotion. Anyways, so the twins picked up the dirt, then put down the dirt, and then I decided to start digging through it. And apparently we found the amulet of heresy. And it was thrumming with a lot of energy. Yeah, I think it was Trimex. Well, can you pronounce
Tralmorexian.
that for me? Tralmorexian. And, well, apparently it
Tetrahedron.
had a lot. Apparently it had a whole bunch of energy inside. And since we undug it, everyone kind of was looking at what exactly it was. Alexei brought up this weird claw machine thing that flies, and it flashed. And apparently, it was sending off a signal, and it was some sort of poison of power. So we kind of tried to dampen it. Rose had an idea to wrap it in cloth from the metal giant we fought earlier. So we dumped it in a can with some dirt and then wrapped it up in that. Then we decided to go to the ziggurat. And, well, I was outside. I'm not quite sure what happened in there. They didn't call me yet, so I kind of just waited. And then, let's see. I was waiting. I'm trying to fight a bulb that doesn't want to come out. Hold on a second.
He's lying. That's not a
Pardon
burp.
me.
It's the last person that he ate.
Yeah, maybe. So I was kind of just waiting out there. Then Snow Shadow and Alexei came down and like told me that they had the scroll of protection, and I kind of forgot they had the scroll. You know, I kind of asked the Kaiserin, like, you know, what should we do with this thing? Because cultists started showing up, and Rose brought out her abomination and like started firing cannons at the cultists with it. And I told the hoplites to fire at it, but apparently this place didn't have cannons. What a shame. What's a fortress without cannons? What a bunch of weirdos. And so she kind of just started mowing them down, and then the twins set up this magical wall of electricity, and they were actually doing a real good job at funneling them in on us. Alexei kept firing at them with his tiny little gun. Snow decided to really defend the ground that he was on, heroically, holding the line, not engaging the enemy.
To be
At
fair,
all.
he would have been in the line of
Oh my
fire.
God. Timber, stop. He's already dead.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure he'll start bonking stuff as soon as I run up, because I was told absolutely nothing. But I resorted to my training by remembering what my mate used to do with heretical objects, and she used to put them on altars and smash them with a hammer. So I got the good idea to run up into the building, because I know Snow would definitely step in line and kill the enemy while I was gone. 100%. I have faith in you. Anyways, I started
so
running
mean.
up and climbing this tower, ziggurat, triangle thing. And then I busted open the doors, and then all of the people in there screamed because I was big and scary, and they were tiny. I was like, hey, where is your biggest altar? And they're like, it's on top of the ziggurat. And I'm like, huh, that makes sense. So I start running up there, and every time I kind of had to do a zigzag thing and just keep running back and forth and running up, looking back, see everyone engage in the enemy. I'm so proud of them. I'd be really ashamed if someone didn't at least kill one. Anyways, I started going up there, and then, you know, I got to the top. Man, that was a lot of stairs. Anyways, I got up there, and then I'm like, hey, you two, get out of here. I I'm gonna break something. And they're like, oh no. And then they ran off because I was so much bigger than them. So I went over to the altar thing. I put the vertical object there, and I started bonking on it with my hammer, smiting it with righteous fury. And it started to crack. So I kept hitting it, and it cracked some more. Then everything started feeling weird. So I kind of asked the Kaiser, hey, what's it doing? And she's all like, well, you don't really understand, but yeah, danger. And I'm like, oh no. So it kind of just like shadowed into like countless pieces. And then the thing started glowing, and I didn't really have much time. So I kind of just reached across and halt myself a lot. I should have used a shovel. And then I just used a guided strike, like I always do to make sure I hit. And then I hit, because there's like a vestige of the Kaiser that helps me with accuracy. And then when I hit it, it started to explode. And I tried to withdraw the hammer, but she didn't. Oh, I guess she really wants it. She didn't let go. Yeah, it's yours anyways. I have no attachment to that. That's not important at all. It belongs to the Kaiser anyways. And then there's an explosion, and I got to hug my mate one time, and I'm pretty sure I died, and then I didn't. And then I started running back down to make sure that everyone's okay. I threw myself down, with the grace of a wolven that totally successfully did a mission. I hit the ground with a thud. Thunderous applause. So, I remember that Alexei gave me a potion, so I started to chug that, and then the twins came up back in my head and were like, Devil, what did you do? I'm like, I broke the thing. And then I'm like, I'm gonna go join the fight. And then he's like, but they're dead. And I'm like, okay. I gotta go check on my men. So I start running back down, and everyone's like, Timble, the fight's over. Why are you checking on your men? I'm like, because they were my responsibility. And then I started running off. I took the twins, and then I took Alexei. And by taking Alexei, I mean I shoved him in my bag, and we just started running as fast as we can. I'm not that really fast. Then the twins were telling me that the demon probably went this way. So I was kind of concerned, so I started blowing my whistle so they know I'm coming. And I started running up there, and we found them all right. They were dead. They killed a lot of demons, though. Yeah, that's it. Stop right there. I don't want to see the part where I started crying.
But you didn't cry, Timber. It was just a terrible day for rain.
Worst.
It wasn't raining.
Well, see, they're not saying that it was raining. They're just saying that it's a terrible day for it. So if it were to rain, that would be bad.
Actually,
end.
The twins will just make a storm cloud that follows Timber. They actually do have that sphere.
Well, I mean, Timber's currently at his quarters, so I mean...
True.
Well,
true. They're standing
we're not
guard
skipping
outside
ahead at all,
it.
right? We're not skipping ahead at all from where the last session left off, right?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay, because if
It's
that's
just
the
that
case,
it's just when Timber went back to the ship, he just went into his room.
okay, because nobody else has been told that they're dead yet. Only the twins and Timber now.
3
Timber
weeks
did tell
later.
the twins to go.
Sorry, you
them.
both talked at the same time. I couldn't understand what you said.
Go ahead, Timber.
Oh, yeah, Timber told the twins to go report to Rosalia.
Yeah. I think Alexei came with as well.
Yeah.
And
So,
so
Alexei.
far from the recap, I understand that Timber's disappointed in Gar. He didn't kill any cultist.
To be fair, Snow didn't kill any cultists either.
Well, Gaul was following orders and staying in the boat. So why would I be disappointed in Gaul? I would only be disappointed in Gaul. Hold on a second, I'm getting a phone call.
The Marten network is working.
To be fair, Timber's always on call in the Marten network.
They use him as hold music.
Yep.
So, yeah. Since Rose doesn't know about the incident on the other front, she's going to be going back to the priests of Zeus
I'm
and
back.
Poseidon to get a rundown on everything.
And I think
All right.
Snow will possibly poke at the bodies to see if there's anything interesting.
All right. So Rose, can you repeat the last thing you said? Because someone made a noise and it just
Oh,
just like the last part of it.
She's going to meet up with the priests of Zeus and Poseidon to double check the overall situation and confirm whether or not all of the attackers were dispatched.
All right. And Snow was going to do the time-honored tradition of looting the bodies to see if they have anything interesting.
Yes. And if there are any amulets that look very similar to the one that just got smashed, Quarterstaff is going to poke them, or he's going to pull out a fishing rod with a magnet on the end of it and pull it off.
But we already have a Trelmexian on our ship.
Well, the amulet, yeah, we have one amulet that the party already has. It's being worn by a skeleton.
Well, Snow doesn't understand this magic stuff. He was told not to touch them, so if he spots any of them, they just get tossed into grabbed with a quarterstaff and tossed into a pile.
All right. For the nearby ones, I believe that they had their things lit on fire and destroyed. For the ones further away that were more like a surrounding force, they would still have their amulets. There is a lot of cultist bodies.
Are there any cultists in particular that stand out?
Go ahead and roll a perception. See if you notice anything.
Now, are these null cultists or jackalope or neutral?
Neutral. These are externals who came to the island.
Okay.
Come on now. Roll the dice.
Yeah, you would be able to quickly realize that basically everyone who got sent here was pretty much sacrificial chaff. There doesn't seem to be anyone actually important. There's no one that has any actual real equipment. At best, they have, like, some random weapons. This was effectively just a horde of people that was sent here and probably was just meant to die.
Fair. I guess Snow will just continue on with that and poke around and see, because he wants to go to as many as he can before he comes to that conclusion. So we'll let Rose do their thing.
Yeah. In terms of stuff you'd find on their bodies, some of them have loose change. There's a lot of them, so you'd end up finding a total of 147 gold.
And you find that they're all skinny.
They are all looking skinny or emaciated in some way, yeah.
So 147 gold. Got it.
And Rose, for your meeting with the High Priest of Zeus and the High Priestess of Poseidon, it's they're confused about what happened as well, so they kind of want you to tell them at least what you saw on the ground, because they were kind of in the ziggurat. Tanya? I was saying that the High Priest of Zeus and the High Priest of Poseidon would be eager to meet with you because they were in the ziggurat, meanwhile you were actually, like, on the ground doing things.
Yeah, sorry, I actually did doze for a second there. I need to make a fresh cup of coffee.
All right.
All right. I'm going to assume from that sizable fireworks display that the whatever it was that was contaminating the land is dealt with.
Well, potentially yes. It's although I'm a bit confused about how this even got here in the first place.
As am I. Dad claims not to recognize it, and I have no reason to doubt him.
And, well, I guess we should just consider ourselves lucky that the repairs to the temple, albeit substantial, are not going to be all-encompassing. Considering that only the top of the temple was destroyed.
I would consider the fact that the only bodies we have to bury today are mostly the enemies to be the thing worth being grateful for. Speaking of which, I have a job to go do.
And that would be?
Everybody needs their passage. Doesn't matter who they are working for. And besides, I need to go talk to Charon anyways. I keep putting off a very important conversation I need to have with him about all this.
We'll just write it off as priestess duties, and you can do whatever it is you're needing to do.
Yeah, she's just going to turn and exit and head to where the bodies are being piled.
All right.
Right now, she feels like he is less than useless.
Well, maybe on some things, but other things you would actually be useful on.
What happens when you don't diversify your when you don't diversify your studies?
Now, which brings up the big question for Rose. How do you deal with a cult that is in junction with your own priestly cult?
Like I said, I'm still working on that.
How do you deal with the body?
What do you mean, how do I deal with the body?
Because directly doing what you're supposed to do gives power back to that side of the cult.
Uh-huh.
Even if you do passage.
And? Do you seem to be acting under the assumption that I seek to attempt to defeat him in some way?
Not defeat. But your form was more of a justice, I thought.
In the case of this, she's just driving them away from the village, and she also has some cheeky things she plans on doing around that. But she's not going to pick a fight with something that is older and more powerful than even her own god. So she's keeping her actions to just, hey, stay away from my stuff, and not going beyond that.
So you're putting your foot down on your purview.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And besides that, she has the duty to do the the last rites and stuff. And it doesn't matter who it is, she's supposed to do it for everyone. And it's actually something she's been largely neglecting for a while. And considering that, she's directly in front of the other people, directly in front of the people she's supposed to be representing, kind of a bad look to be neglecting her duties at this point in time.
And is there anything that you need help with from Gar?
Well, Gar is currently out of contact because it's more than a mile between the ziggurat and the town.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if there's something that you're driving at.
More driving at, this was the prophecy that we were dealing with from the
tower.
Yep.
Yeah. We came, we saw, we kicked its ass. We've still got a bit more work ahead of us, but the primary assault has been quelled.
Just to remind you about what specifically we were dealing with the Trelmixian in the tower.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yep.
Again, I feel like you're trying to nudge me towards some grand realization, but I don't know what it is that you're pushing me towards here.
The prediction of the tower was working together with everybody instead of on your own.
And she hasn't been really going off on her own too much. She was holding the line alongside everybody else.
I think he's talking about with the other with the other high priests.
Yeah.
Okay, see there. Well, she's not exactly in a position to be asking for their aid right now. But it is something worth keeping in mind and potentially having Gar bring up with her.
That'll work.
Anyways. So
In
there
terms
is-
of in terms of bodies, there would be a total of 794.
Oh my god.
That is assuming that every single body gets pulled from both the area where they were charging, the surrounding tree line, and, like, you know, the surrounding area, because they were going to put this place under siege.
Alright. Any defenders' corpses are being set aside, right? They're not being put in the main pile.
What defender corpses?
Ah, cool. Nobody died. Good.
Yeah, the twins made
Yeah.
like a massive pair of walls, and they were only attacking on one side yet, because, you know, they saw the artifact right there.
Yeah, so she will be performing last rites as they're preparing the pyres and such to dispose of the bodies. However, rather than doling out the massive amounts of coinage for a pile that size, she's going to write a note in Infernal that says, "Your employees ride free, right?" And she's going to toss that into the fire. I can be a sassy bitch when I want to.
So, would you like to call high or low on that?
Well, I'm definitely going for the low blow right now.
All right. In that case, you will get a response, and it's just going to be a bit of the paper coming out of the fire into the air right down in front of you, which instead has the words, "I don't do charity."
That wasn't a no. See, he didn't deny that there are his employees. I mean, that's the extent of what she's doing at the moment, because I can assume that, considering the number of bodies, it would that whole thing would be a drawn-out thing. So whatever everybody else is doing during that time period.
Snow's going to be a bit looting that many bodies.
Make sure that everyone that's added to the pile has empty pockets.
Well, yeah, yes. I mean, they're not going to need it.
Yeah, they just bring the cart over. He picks up the cultist upside down, shakes him, then throws him onto the pile. Picks him up upside down, shakes him, throws him on the pile.
Yeah,
Actually,
you got
he
a
could-
total of 147 gold doing that.
Damn.
I think he's more digging through their pockets.
I know,
with a
but
certain-
you get what I'm saying.
With a certain magical item, no, he could. That he has. He'd have no problem doing it. They are an item now.
Now, just be
Shaking
careful
them for lunch
touching.
money is more of a Wolven thing.
Be careful
Here.
touching the hungry coins.
But for everyone else, you'll just see Snow occasionally just race through the pockets and just keep darting off.
Twins, Timbo did tell you to fly back and let him know what happened.
Is the Zim here?
Sorry, repeat that.
It was
Temple,
just yeah, go ahead, Dimmer.
Temple did ask Hash Browns and Flies to fly back and tell him the fate of the town.
Hash browns will go, but Fries will remain here. He is not leaving the outside of your cabin.
Oh, the rare time the twins split up outside of mental contact range.
They really do not like that, and that's the only reason they're doing it is because Timber just had all that happen. And he wants them to go inform the others. So yeah, Hash Browns will fly over. Whenever he arrives, he will give probably just Gar and Rosalia, the recordings of what they came across. Good?
All right. Yeah, so my internet's being a little bit funky. You're giving them to Rosalie and who else?
Gar.
Me.
All right. Yeah. So Gar, you get that on the ship for Rose. What do?
Well, that is a bit of a shocking bit of news. And the very first thing that she's thinking about doing is immediately making a dive to give them their debriefing, and then remembers that she just moments ago pissed off Sharon, so she probably shouldn't be heading down there for a little while until, Yeah, considering that she may have partially contributed to leveling an entire island, and then shortly thereafter helped slaughter a massive cult, and none of them have had their fare paid. Yeah, she's going to be waiting a little while before she makes another dive.
You sure you're not doing charity? You're doing business.
Look, Sharon, that line's only going to get longer unless you're willing to make some adjustments to your pricing strategy. I mean, supply and demand and all that.
You could always go and try and say that to his face.
A note will be enough.
Good to know the Wolven aren't worth 6 coins.
Well, remember, previously, she's never seen Wolven on the shores. So, she also has to act on the assumption that the Kaiserin grabs them directly.
Guess we'll never know.
God damn it. You're doing this on purpose.
Yes, he is.
You know what? Hold on. High or low?
Me?
Yeah.
You already know. I always pick high.
All right. Now,
It
Tanya,
didn't show
did
me
you
the
mean to roll a
result.
D10 there, or did you mean to roll a D100? Because you rolled a D10.
High or low with tempo, it's just a D8.
You know what?
You know
now
what?
that you said that. Hey,
It's
why is it
still
not
always
showing me the
high.
result?
Because you're rolling it in the tower, which means only I can see it.
Fine. You'll have to trust that I just rolled it.
Well, I could
Always
see
high.
Tanya Sapien Tower, and then see the dice size and result.
Well, either way, high wins, so... this is going to be a very interesting trip. You were saying something?
Oh no, go ahead. It didn't matter.
Is it fries or hash browns that went to give her the update?
Hash browns.
Hash, do you feel like you've got enough strength in you for a revive?
Yeah. As long as it's not, as long as it's, we gotta be able to do it very quickly.
It's for me.
Oh,
gonna go
with your
make sure
thing,
that-
you want to go? We just lost the other wolf, and why are you gonna die now?
Because I need to go give them their debriefing and their boat fare home.
All right.
Now just where to do it.
I mean, there is a certain monk running around the place right now, pillaging bodies.
This is like probably one of the most traumatic days of the twins'
Oh
life.
my god. Yeah. Rose goes temporarily dead, wakes up, all of her pockets have been turned inside out. Snow! Oh, sorry, I thought you were dead.
Oh no, it's fine. Hash browns will protect her. We'll come back to Snow floating above the ground, upside down, being shaken for all of his lunch money.
No, she'll come back to Paladin Shield Piercer hovering over.
Oh my god.
That'd be pretty funny.
Welcome to the
Oh.
trauma episode, everyone.
She's just going to scribble out a note in common and stick it on her antler. I'm not actually dead. And she's just going to find a spot somewhat out of the path to temporarily kill herself. She has to have the note that says I'm not actually dead so she doesn't get thrown on the pile.
I ain't dead.
I ain't it. Lifeant.
Now, what's your command words for your skeletons then?
Well, so long as the reliquary, the phylactery is still active, they shouldn't go havoc when she dies, if it's the temporary dive, right?
Yeah, it's because her soul is still being housed in the thing. She doesn't count as a dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, just making sure since we do have one that does have the Drolmixian.
Timber,
Well, it's
the
really-
tank's
it's-
attacking the town!
I mean, to be fair, it's really hard to inflict a skeleton with hunger.
Actually,
Yes,
on that note,
But we have a skeleton in the town with the cult that just attacked.
when she's going to be taking 6 silver coins, shoving that in her cheek, and she's also going to be taking the amulet from McRib and putting it on before she slits her wrist. She needs to go have a talk with Sharon.
Those coins are awfully tasty.
So she is wearing the cursed amulet.
Yep. So she'll feel absolutely starving for about 10 seconds.
Yep. Absolutely ravenous.
Are those Oreos in my mouth?
Until, because I'm assuming you're going to, purposefully do the dead.
Yep, she's going to let herself bleed out while she's wearing the amulet and has the coins in her cheek. So that way they'll go with her to the other side.
Alright, in that case, yes. You would find yourselves upon the banks. As always, there are so many souls just lining the banks.
She's gonna take a quick look around, see if she can find Ulf, Randolph, and why am I blanking?
Brutus.
Brutus, thank you. What the hell? I need coffee. I said coffee.
The answer is still no wolf.
Well, that answers that question. Well, since she's got a full 8 minutes, and since Ulf, Randolph, and Brutus aren't there, she's going to head to the banks and wait for the next time Sharon comes around.
Alright. It would take maybe a minute for Karen to show up. As he paddles his skiff along the river Styx.
It would be really sad if the wolfen go into the river Styx because they tried to fetch it.
That's pretty funny. Oh. We have lost the Tana. We have gained the Tana.
I needed a minute.
Don't worry. Tanya just needed to do her dive.
I'm alive again. Hi.
But yes, Karen would show up on his skiff.
Okay, Karen, what's the deal? Why are you so interested in my home?
Well, it's not so much as being interested in your little island. In fact, that's, technically speaking, not even me.
Yes, technically speaking.
Well, it's more one of my, let's say, lesser colleagues.
Oh. I thought you were just going to the whole different bases thing, but that makes it very interesting.
If you want to talk in more detail, and he's going to, with a bony hand, like, motion towards, like, the actual, like, passenger area of his skiff. Pay the toll.
Has anyone ever told you that you're a pain in the ass? She's going to be saying this while she's boarding and handing him 4 of the 6 silver coins.
Which he will swiftly put into his robes. And the moment he does so, you are now somewhere else. He has not done his usual paddling to the other side of the river. Instead, now you are in a magnanimous fortress, still in the middle of the river Styx, and circling a giant whirlpool inside of it.
Okay, I can't say that was expected. Where are we?
My realm. This is my citadel. The Drowning Court.
Accurate name, fitting name. Also explains where all of those coins go.
Pretty based.
It's a based base.
Although
Well, yeah.
there are multiple sections of the underworld, hell, whatever you wish to claim that it is called. My river goes through them all.
That I had suspected that, but it's, always nice to hear it direct from the source. You said that one of your colleagues is the one that's interested in my home.
Yes, the new Rider of Famine, Trelmerixian.
So, I'd been acting under the impression that Trelmerixian was just another mask you wore.
Oh, no. You see, there is a bit of a, let's see. There is a bit of a revolving door when it comes to the Riders of the Apocalypse. I am the only original Rider of the Apocalypse left. The rest are all replacements. Trelmerixian is one of such.
And
Of course,
he's-
just because Trelmerixian is a newer colleague does not mean that I will not support them in their endeavors.
So, this doesn't really explain why my home is so important. Is it just him stretching his legs, going out for a snack?
Oh, no. You see, Trelmerixian, of all things, is rather curious about me. And considering that I tend to work a nice little side job with Hades. Well, he wanted to look into that whole business, and the best place to look into that is your island, filled with devotees to that pantheon.
And with me being a veritable beacon.
Yes. After all, my river runs through the underworld. It runs through all of the underworlds. The only one that I actively work with and have a mutually beneficial agreement with is Hades.
Yeah, he's a bit of a dick. Even when I'm dead, what the fuck? He's difficult to work with at times, but has very good business acumen. Seriously, I'm already dead. Why is it choking me down here? That's excessive.
For a price, I could always stop that from happening while you're within my court.
I only have what I brought with me, so if that price is 2 silver.
It is not, but you are no stranger to debts.
And you're no stranger to exponential interest payments, so no.
Then enjoy your choking.
You know what? I will, just to spite you. So, basically, he just wants to watch the little mortals dance in order to learn more about the interconnections between you and Hades. Is that what's going on?
Let's just say, because I have a connection with Hades, he's very interested in me and my origins.
Would there be anything in it for you for me to deliver a gargantuan bitch slap to his forces on the island?
Not particularly. In fact, now would be a good time for me to do this. And he's going to fully turn to you. I would not appreciate you doing any sort of provocative vengeance upon my fellow rider. Sure, defeat his forces where you find them, when they bother you, things of that nature. I care not about that. But if you start seeking out my coworkers, I'm going to have to treat you like a threat to that job.
Do I look like Dragomas to you?
You are spiteful. Don't try and play me.
I'm spiteful towards the person who's keeping me on a leash. Everybody else is just obstacles. And you don't have to go through an obstacle. Sometimes it's easier to go around it.
Either way, obstacles tend to get removed.
Only by people that waste the effort of picking the thing up and moving it. Like I said, you can just go around some of them.
I just thought that I would make my position clear on this.
Yeah,
After
I'm
all,
not
I do hate going back on deals. And if I eradicated your soul, that would be quite the deal to go back on.
Yeah. Actually, I should check in on that at some point. Unfortunately, how many minutes has it been?
Oh, you think time passes here the same?
Oh. Oh, good. I was just waiting for when I was going to get yanked back out.
Let me be clear, this is my domain. All of these buildings tethered together, revolving in my river.
Suffice it to say, I have no intention on going after any gods at this point in time. Because I know what punching above my weight class is. And I also know how important those gods are to keeping the entire system functioning, keeping all the gears turning. I very much want to see those gears continue to turn. The only thing I don't like is when people that I care about happen to get pinched between the teeth.
Just remember to tread lightly.
As if there were floor-based traps.
Well, Rose, enjoy your time upon the banks now. Yeah, Karen is gonna raise a single finger at you and instantly kick you back into the exact place you stepped onto his barge on.
Congrats, you got flipped off by the bony one.
I would like to point out, though, when she said as if there were floor-based traps, she's saying that's the context. She'll be treading as lightly as if there were floor-based traps. I just realized that could have been interpreted as sarcasm.
Yeah, he was just taking it as the warning has been heeded. Which means his business is done. Because he has explained stuff, you paid the fare. Go now.
And now she just gets to twiddle her thumbs because there's nothing to do but wait for the 8 minutes to expire.
You could deal with the
And-
fact that a bunch of those souls are asking you for payment for fare.
I only have those 2 coins left, right? At least what I brought with me.
Yeah.
But you also have the amulet.
Yeah. I was bringing the amulet just in case it would be relevant, so I don't really have any use for that.
Yep. By the way, Rose, would you like to either roll Knowledge Arcana or Spellcraft?
Knowledge Arcana is a plus 12, Spellcraft is a plus 14, so I guess I'll be rolling Spellcraft. Ooh!
Alright. You realize now, like, the first time that he did it, maybe not as much, but the second time, it felt like you just got plane shifted when Charon moved you. And considering the potential distance, can he plane shift to any part of his river? Will?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Also explains how it is that he's able to always keep the boat on time if it teleports. But yeah, there's nothing for Rose to do but sit and wait. And as far as the coins go, she really doesn't have any choice other than just showing that she only has the two, and then throwing them slightly into the distance. There's somebody will end up getting fair.
Don't worry, Rose. You do have time to talk with any of them.
Yeah, she's not going to be talking with any of them, considering how many of them are likely there because of her. Look at the large number of recent deaths that have happened and how many have at least tangential connection to Rose. She's not making eye contact with freaking anybody. She's going through her own seeing the faces of the people you killed moment right now.
Maybe they saw something?
That's,
You could also
that
just... Oh, God.
That thought's not crossing her mind right now.
Alright.
It really isn't. And I already said that I threw the coins, so I can't go backsies on that.
Yeah, you have already yeetused those coins.
Yeetus deletus.
Alright.
I can always make a second dive tomorrow and see if any of them are still there.
Very true. So I guess you're just going to wait out the timer?
Yeah, I'm just waiting out the rest of the 8 minutes.
Alright. In that case, you would be awoken, assuming the twins awaken in her. Or I guess a twin.
Yes.
Rose, you have been awakened.
That meeting did not go exactly how I thought it would. Okay. Always rough coming back like that. Of course, next. Crammed. Okay, so, I was slightly mistaken about who Tralmorixian is in relation to Karen, and he was actually very forthcoming with information about it. He's usually really cagey unless you pay him. I mean, technically I did pay him, but I mean, like, he was really open with it. He also threatened me, so that was interesting. We're dealing with the Horsemen of Famine, and to put it in the simplest of terms, this entire siege, this entire tampering with this village is just a lab experiment for him. He wants to poke the rat and listen to the noises it makes. Specifically, he wants to probe the connection that Karen has with the Olympians.
So is Snow going to react to that at all? I'm assuming Snow is still nearby.
He's nearby, and I'm sorry. What? You met Kara, but you were alive.
Ugh. I'm in a I mentioned before that I'm half dead. I walk right at the edge of the veil. I am
She's
able
dead.
to make brief. I'm able to make brief dives into Tartarus, which allows me to commune with anyone interred there. It also lets me talk to Karen and Hades directly. The problem is, every dive costs money because Karen is a stingy bastard. And I know he doesn't mind me saying that because he takes pride in that.
Well, this person's famine, and we're just a experiment.
Because Karen is death.
Oh.
Karen is Karen, he moonlights as the Horseman of Death. Chalmerixian is the Horseman of Famine. He's been poking and prodding around Karen's power structure and social dynamic. He's trying to learn more about what makes Karen tick, which means that the group of people most faithful to the Olympians, which contain Hades, who he has a special connection with, are the thing he wants to poke. That just so happens to be the hair folk.
So, poke him back.
I was explicitly told not to do that. We can do anything we want with his people that are threatening this town, but I was forbade from actually seeking out him or his forces elsewhere. Basically, defense only. I'm only allowed to defend my people, not to go looking for a fight.
You just kind of see Snow sit there thoughtfully for a second. So let me mention nothing about the rest of us.
To be fair, I can only make short dives, so I was being very brief about everything. I mean, how much information can you fit into 8 minutes? And yes, Rose is deliberately leaving out the time dilation detail. Because Snow doesn't need to know that. In fact, in actuality, it had just slipped her mind to ask about the others.
Well, there was a cave where the cultists were coming from. And you also had your kidnapped people.
Yep.
Also, next time, if you want to do the dive thing, I could just separate your spine with a punch to the back of your neck.
Yeah, so, see, here's the thing. When I come back from the dead, it doesn't heal all of my wounds. So I prefer the wound that kills me to be something low pain, as she just holds up her wrist, which is, scabbed over now. A broken spine is something that would be rather agonizing to go through as I make my recovery efforts.
And now would be a good time to give McGrib his treat back.
Oh crap! Actually, yes, about that.
I was waiting for
Hell.
someone to remember that.
Fortitude, right?
Yep. Yeah, that'd be a fortitude.
I
Oh,
am
yeah,
the
you're good.
storm that is approaching.
You are hungry, but you are also fine.
Just
You
looking
know
down,
it's
like,
the
oh
amulet.
yeah, like oh right, yeah.
Those
this thing.
brownies are looking awfully attractive.
Yeah, she's gonna be quickly taking the amulet back off and putting it back on McRib.
Oh no, those were my special brownies.
Oh
She has
no.
special brownies.
Snow or Alexei finds the brownies, not understanding what they are.
You think Alexei, the alchemist, wouldn't recognize special brownies?
Okay,
No.
fair enough.
No, the alchemist.
I was about to say, you'd also probably recognize the alchemist.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
alcohol
just-
knowledge.
Well, I'll figure I'll just tell you out of character and hope that there's no metagaming. Yeah, no, in the library on the ship, there is a book titled Notes on Hairfolk Phylogeny, Illustrated Edition. If you pull that out, behind that is a bag of the strongest, dankest, best-tasting magic brownies that have ever existed on this plane of reality. They are 1 gram of sugar away from being fae food.
I see that Dionysian cult makes some good shit.
If you eat any, you have an absurdly high check against instant addiction. It's in fact why it is that Rose has had a -1 to her con rolls for a while, is because she's currently detoxing. She hasn't had one in over a week. She's still detoxing.
Yeah. It does also have an absurdly high DC check for that. So yeah, you should totally find some and eat some right now. You will enjoy being hyper addicted to it.
Snow already has one addiction. He doesn't need 2. Well, what is it you want to do? Can you even walk right now?
Yeah, I'm fine. Right now, collecting those bounties is important, but I do need to talk to Orchid before we head out. I have to assume he's lurking around somewhere in town. If I'm really lucky, he's eavesdropping on this conversation, and he's actually going to pop out right now so that I can actually talk to his ass. Nope, can't have everything, I guess.
No, the
Well.
person eavesdropping on the conversation is going to be Timber.
He's back at the ship.
The one hard of hearing is the joke I was making.
Oh, yeah.
And Snow is just going to. There's a hefty bag of coins. He's just going to toss it up and down a little bit and just. I didn't do anything to earn this. And he just tosses it, Rose.
What?
Rose, please gain 147 coins worth of gold. Or gold worth of coins. Whatever permutation you want of that.
Just put it in gold.
Just casually tossing a 17-pound bag at somebody.
Sha!
I can't say this isn't appreciated. I actually was getting dangerously close to being flat broke.
Well, that's what the bounties are for. And we also have to convince Gar to get off the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Order of operations. We need to go back to the ship because we need to talk to Gar and Timber. Timber needs consoling. Gar needs encouragement. Then we need to find Orchid, and then we need to go and collect bounties. Let's start knocking things out. No more dilly-dallying. No lollygagging.
All right. Do we need to get there fast, or are we just walking?
Boy, I am not gonna be going fast anywhere right now. Do you have any idea how dizzy you are after you bleed to death? It takes a few minutes to recover, even with the aid of magic.
So
Hey,
you
this,
can't
though.
really walk.
Oh, I can
You-
walk. I'm just not gonna be running. And she's actually gonna be getting up and walking. It is one way to get a straight buzz, though, I will say that.
Not the same. Well, let's begin the walk back to town. I'd prefer to run, but if there's more of these things around, I don't think you're in any shape to fight them on your own.
Oh, I don't need to. Just raise a hand, lick her fingers a bit, calling all of her minions to her side.
And they would comply. Except for Dexter. Dexter's still just vibing at the mill.
I'll go collect them later. I just realized if the minions, that includes the tank. Just like
It
stop,
does.
stop, turn around. All right. Well, screw walking. Just gotta climb in the back.
You are now in your tank.
I'm just riding that back to the ship. It's got the autopilot. It's like a Tesla.
Hey, look, it's the industrial revolution.
Industrial revolution. They got the self-driving cars.
What level of soul is it there? Is it like snail, squirrel, dog?
Is that an actual in-character question?
No.
I was about to say, because the soul in question here is a corrupted golem core that's acting like a small nuclear reactor.
You should totally shake it and see what happens.
Lick it. I'll give you a
Lick-
platinum piece if you lick it.
It has a concerning green ooze that sometimes seeps out. You should taste that.
Into the
You
barrel it
should
goes.
just ask Temple.
Into
He's
the
one who
barrel
touched it.
into the barrel it goes for fermentation.
I get the feeling that it might outcompete all other bacteria in there.
Don't
It
worry,
just
it'll
kills
just
everything.
purify it.
Okay, use it to sanitize barrels before you begin fermentation. It's
Yeah,
it's just a scouring agent.
That's not sanitation. It
Anyways,
set off Temple's chaos detector. Back at the boat.
Yeah, back at the
Yeah.
boat. What is everyone up to back at the boat? Just a reminder that would include Alexei, Gar,
Temple will be out of his quarters, just standing on the deck, waiting for everyone.
Alexei probably has 3 suspiciously hefty bags attached to his belt that were not attached to it before. as he makes his way up the gangplank.
Assume that's hefty for him, not hefty for timber.
Yeah. Each one looks like it would hold about as much material as you might find in an average urn.
What's in the bags?
I will... I've got to tell you a story for that. I grew up in an alchemist's guild, a guild of chemists and that kind of thing. My parents met there, and, you know, I was born there, so it was natural for me to be there. But they made fireworks for the guild, and one day there was an accident, and they died. It happens. I mean, you're in an alchemist guild. You have lots of explosives and lots of unusual substances. Sometimes, it's dangerous. And if there's an accident while making firework, it tends to be bad. But the guildmaster, she adopted me, and there's a last rite we do in that guild, in the alchemists guild, that she had my parents, and really any of the alchemists who die during experimenting or anything like that, they're usually cremated, and my parents were made into fireworks and given one last chance to perfect their craft. I have your friends, and I can do the same thing, and I can turn them into fireworks, or I can turn them into gunpowder for the cannons. And I thought you might want that. One last charge at the enemy.
Why would I give them any special treatment?
I mean, I can teach anyone on board how to do it. It's not. I mean, it's a specific formula, but it's not hard, and you can just. It doesn't need to be just them. It doesn't need to be. I mean, never mind. It's silly. Do you want the bags, or?
So you took their ashes.
Yeah, I can put them back.
I'll take them back.
Okay. I know which one goes where. This was closest to the wall, and then this one was the next one, and this is the last one.
He a little
Temple will
confused,
take
but he
that.
got the spirit.
Just be careful, Alexei. Where I'm from, innocence means nothing. And he starts marching back to the battlefield.
Alexei sighs and just kind of starts wandering back towards the inn.
So, about at what point would they be crossing paths with each other?
Well, it does take you some time to get back, and considering this would be happening, like, mostly simultaneously with your scene, it'd probably be like after Alexei is already
Okay.
in the tavern, because this
Okay.
is like happening at the same time that, like, you were busy dying and then not dying, and
Yeah, and unfortunately, she's gonna have to leave the tank on the dock because she hasn't thought out how to get it back onto the ship yet. Because, well, I don't know, if the gangplank can handle timber, we just get 2 of those gangplanks side by side and use them as, use them as track ramps.
Timbo will ask Fires to come with him.
Okay. Are you guys good? I had something break on my end.
yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
Everything's running fine.
The stream's been running fine.
Yeah, I think it was just my specific headset for some reason.
Earlier, Discord was acting up for me and making everyone sound crackly, but it ironed itself out after like a minute or 2 of it.
All right, well, what did I miss over the last minute or so?
Timbo asked you to come with him as he goes back to put the ashes back where Alexei got them.
They will go.
And everyone's kind of going back to the ship. Alexei went to go to the tavern or the inn, one of the two.
They're generally combined, but yeah.
When Timbo gets back to the place where he boned his men, he's gonna scatter the ashes back though. Flies?
Yes,
Do you
Captain?
happen to have your lantern with you?
He nods. Oh, wait.
The truth seeing lantern.
Yeah,
Actually, that one's
The
with
lantern
hash
of revealing.
browns.
that's fine. That's fine. It can wait. Timbo's gonna start going over the demon corpses to see if there's anything.
No, not really.
Good, 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 good. He's gonna spend some time decapitating them all and putting them on spikes.
All right, there's plenty of splintered wood and stuff like that around to use as spikes.
And then he's gonna put them in front of the wall.
A heck of a deterrent.
Good neighbors make good fences.
Hey, wait a minute.
I think you mean
Tim,
bad
right?
neighbors make good friends. Good fences.
They're dead. They're good.
No, see,
The bones.
good. No. Good fences make good neighbors. Bad neighbors make good fences. It all comes together.
Timbo will tally how many corpses there were, so he can put that many tallies in his report.
All right.
Truly countless.
Yeah, well, it's really hard to tell because a lot of these bodies are not exactly in a contiguous state.
Kazun's finest.
All right. So you do see at least one melodemon, which is like an actual like fairly decently ranking demon.
Timber
Rather
will give
big.
him the honor of having the tallest spike.
Yep. Considering that the average melodemon is taller than you are, Timber.
Big or spike.
Silence.
All right. But if you wanna guess at how many bodies there were, probably there's some bodies that you're able to like pretty easily like determine. Okay, yeah, that one was just bisected with like that half flying off of that way and landing there. And then there's others where it, like, you know, just looks like the head got ripped off. So like, you know, whatever. That one's a pretty easy mark. It's you would estimate between 40 and 50 of the lesser guys.
Truly countless.
That is about how many tallies you would end up with.
Temple admires the little display and goes back to the ship.
Yep. Notably, the ones that were near where Randolph was, like, they were mostly, like, pulped because his weapon, it either got lost or broken or something midway through, so he just started punching them instead.
Based.
It seems he might have picked up at least a little bit of something from getting his face hit in multiple times.
He let out his frustration. I know what it's like to have my face caved in. You will too. Alright, so everyone but Alexei is back.
Yep, and Alexei would have just be at an inn that you could go and grab him from if you wanted to.
Any more casualties to report?
So is Hashbounds and Fries back together yet, or?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
They're physically back together now, yes.
Well, Rosalia died again.
Did she get back up?
Yes.
Okay, so... Okay, she did her thing, of course. Did you learn anything?
Unfortunately, unfortunately, I learned quite a few things. Ulf, Randolph, and... Well, why do I keep... Brutus! Why do I keep blanking on his name? What the heck? Ulf, Randolph, and Brutus weren't at the shoreline. I don't know where they're at. I have to assume that the Kaiserin collects them directly. Which is good.
I do vaguely remember dying and being dragged.
So we have to hope is going on there. As for who's responsible for attacking this town, well, I've got it confirmed directly from Karen that it is indeed Traumler Ixian, And he's doing it because of Karen. Because he's probing his connections to the Olympians.
So you're saying they might come back?
Yes. So we need to strike at them in order to cripple their ability to do so, to drive them off the island. However, I've been expressly forbade from taking it any further than that. So any campaign against them, I would be forced to set out. I can drive them off the island to defend my people, but I can't go beyond the borders of it, as far as fighting that goes.
Well, thankfully for you, you got somebody who's on a crusade. What's one more heretical force to fight?
What's one more hungry force?
Yeah.
Well, if you go to the gates, you can see what 3 of the Kazran's finest can do. Pretty sure if we can secure some sort of agreement, you can get platoons of them.
Actually, on that note, given that you're willing to fight and die for this place, I was going to see about having an altar to the Kaiser and be added to the general foyer of the general courtyard of the ziggurat.
I'm sure she would be pleased with that. Having a table amongst the Olympians might be something she's very interested in.
Well, I don't know whether or not putting the altar there would be a conveyance of authority sufficient to do that by itself, but it would definitely be something that she can point to and say, look, even they think I should be here.
Well, the Kaiserin treads where she pleases.
That I don't doubt for a minute.
I'm sure she was very, very pleased with taking their biggest altar, though. At least, I believe that's what happened. I'm not a cleric.
Well, I'm assuming that when you destroyed that that amulet, that you were sacrificing it in her name.
Yes.
Oh,
I did see a vestige when I called for guidance, and she at least took my hammer. The
well, we
hammer's
can only hope
gone,
that.
my wolven are gone. Timber holds out his paws. The paint on my paws are gone. I almost was gone.
That's very shiny.
Yeah. I tried to get back into uniform, but none of the paint seems to stick.
You know, paint doesn't stick to that shield that I remember when I was letting myself get choked to death in order to remind everybody that Kaiserin is an important force.
Well, that would make sense if she touched my paws.
Just thinking there might be some sort of connection there. That's twice now that I've seen polished metal in direct connection to great works that she's done.
Timber looks down at his paws and just goes, I don't know if I should be happy or upset.
You should be drunk, Timber. That's what you should be. Come on. Only place where it's the most likely place to find Orchid, anyways, and you need a drink right now.
Yes, we should be celebrating. Imperial victory.
Just gonna be calling down through the grates. Flask, we're heading to the tavern until our emotions don't emotion anymore. You want to come along?
I'm not exactly the best kind of person for lightening the mood. If you want me to come along, I still can, but I'm just, you know.
Well, you can't spend all of your time down there.
I am retired necromancer. I am more than comfortable and used to sitting in very unpleasant areas, much less a rather clean ship.
Yeah, not to mention, I'm pretty sure he can just teleport somewhere and come back if he gets tired of being down there.
Okay,
Teleporting
well,
costs money.
I don't know this. Haven't you seen the
Well-
propaganda posters?
I have at least 5 of those in my bakery area.
Yeah, he does like to put those around.
It's the Imperial standard. They ward off evils.
Well, if you change your mind, there's a mug of Dionysian wine waiting for you.
Look, if you want to take someone to go drinking, take a Lar. That guy's constantly drunk.
I did promise him booze.
Alar, you've been drafted. Get up here.
Walls away
I'm
from
better
his
than
table.
drafted for what?
Walls away.
But what am I being drafted for?
Tibble marches
Oh,
up
good,
there,
you-
grabs him, and just says "drank," and then starts marching down.
Oh, draft drinks. I like those.
Oh, good, you've been pre-gaming.
I promised this man booze. We are going to get him booze.
And you'll just see Snow just slightly just a kindred spirit.
To note, this person is a human that is scarred up, has like is missing one leg and one hand that's been replaced with prosthetics. It appears from his from how he looks and the things he has around that he works on gunpowder related things a lot.
You got to handle him gently. Sometimes things explode.
They're supposed to explode. That's why I made them.
Yep.
The secret is
Oh.
not to explode yourself.
Yeah, you just gotta. It's supposed to explode into a bunch of fire and light and unexist whatever it's near to.
He is a very important man. Tibble marches by.
He's gonna drink out of an unmarked bottle as he's being taken.
Now, Rose, if you really want to bring a drinking buddy, you should also bring Sam with you.
Yeah, Sam does need to get out and stretch his legs a bit. I'm just worried he might start talking to he might start talking to the people that we burned.
That's what he wants to do, though, is help the people.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Specifically, he
Yeah.
wants to help the spirits.
Yeah, I'll let Sam know that there was a massive death event and there might be a few stragglers.
Should keep an eye on him at least.
Also, I think Tiberian, you had a question?
Yes. What time of day is it at the moment?
It is getting to be more evening-y.
Wait, hold on a second. If he can see dead people, if you're still here, watch this man.
A good soldier never abandons his post.
Is he here?
Have you actually grabbed Sam?
No. I guess, yeah, Sam. Timber will grab him.
Sam has been grabbed. He stares at you quizzically.
There was another wolf in here, is there?
Well, I think there's one. But also, does it count as one if... No, maybe. There's one around you. But there's always one around you.
I don't think he's capable of speaking in a way that's not unsettling.
How do they look?
Well, they have armor. It's very messed up. They might be missing a limb. It's hard to tell because they are much fuzzier than usual. And by that I mean in terms of how well I can see them, not in terms of fur. They've always had fur.
Is it a male or a female?
Oh, definitely female.
Well then.
Like Timbo kind of tries to look in the direction, you know?
It's strange because Sam is like looking over your shoulder, and then like as you turn, he like moves his head to keep looking over your shoulder.
She's behind me.
Usually, yes.
Timbo will put him down and just go, thank you. Go do your weird stuff. Just heresy. Timbo marches off.
All right. Question: is Snow
Prize.
there watching this?
More
know,
than
go ahead.
likely.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
I was gonna say that fries and hash browns are probably both back together, following Timber everywhere.
All right. Tiberian.
Yeah, Snow's probably a close-ish by, especially if the peg-legged one is nearby Timber.
Yep. Alar is in fact still nearby Timber because I think Alar was being held in like Timber's other paw,
Yeah.
right?
Timbo
In
was
that case,
basically-
yeah.
Timbo picked up a law and Timbo picked up Sam and was like holding him up like little action figures, almost like saying kiss, no kiss, no.
No kiss.
But yeah, Timbo put down Sam and just said heresy and marched off with a law.
All right.
Is
Uh,
everything he says it thinks that is everything just heresy, damn.
Oh,
Surprise!
he just repeats what a puppet should. You can see the strings sometimes.
Good to know.
Like I said, everything he says is unsettling. Ask him about yourself. That's always fun.
Sam is a human as well. Has long hair. Has like half glazed over, slightly whited eyes. Bandages all over his arms. Has kind of like little trinkets and knickknacks about him. And he sort of stares at you with a very, very piercing gaze, like he's seeing something that others cannot.
He stares through you.
Yeah.
Snow
So
is just
you're never
Go
able to quite meet his eyes unless he's looking specifically at those.
Snow's going to do the equivalent of put his hand in front of his face, just up and down.
He sort of like tracks it lightly, but like not much.
Hey,
And
Snow,
he's-
it looks like he's looking into the face of Dionysus himself.
And he's just going to go, "Oh, you have interesting hands."
I mean, yes, I punch things.
Well, you don't just punch things. That's not how that works, right?
I mean, I focus ki into my hands and then I punch things. People don't really understand the ki part.
Well, maybe not, but it's really easy to tell because I can see it and I can just reach out, and he's gonna start like reaching towards your arm.
Oh, this is the fun part. I'm gonna watch this.
What are you doing?
He
Rose is just
not-
leaning
he's not
against the wall and
elaborating.
watching.
The twins are gonna pop into Snow's head. Oh, he's probably about to unlock your keys. Or use your keys to unlock something. That's what you do with keys, right?
I have unlocked your full potential.
I don't feel any different.
It wasn't that much.
That's not what he is.
That's right. It's all downhill from here.
Just like Yamcha.
You peeked.
Don't worry, you're just gonna unlock Wolf Fang Fist.
But he is not elaborating as he reaches towards your arm.
Snow was both curious. I don't know what you're doing. Hell with it.
Heresy.
Snow is going to pop out of his that holy water that he had, and well, while he does the touchy thing, Snow is going to chug that.
All right. Well, it's gonna take a second for the chug to take effect, but as he reaches out, he sort of like grabs onto the upper part of your arm, like like your bicep area, and sort of like move your arm a bit, and then like his eyes light up slightly as he goes, "Oh, that's how that works." And just kind of move his hands along down your arm past your elbow towards your wrist as you feel your ki energy getting absolutely ripped and moved by this guy, not in a painful way, but like it is vacating the entirety of your arm as he moves his hands down. And it ends with all of this ki heavily focused directly into your paw as
Anya.
you feel it vibrate slightly. That's how you do that. I always wondered.
It's like he's playing with a groan tube.
How? I've seen masters not be able to even.
He is now wandering off.
Tanya, we're getting a lot
Sorry.
of background.
Sorry.
Sam is now wandering off.
Noah's just going to. Was it his left or right arm that he touched?
It would have been Snow's right.
Snow is just going to, because now he's curious of what the heck he did. Also, there's probably some alcohol about to kick in. But he is very confused at what he managed to feel, because even he couldn't manipulate his key to that degree. And he's just going to try to figure out how the heck he did that and force the key almost forward like what he did.
Just so you know, the key is still in that position after he left.
Like I said, a groan tube.
He rolled up your sleeve.
Hot potato.
Well,
He's gonna
if you want to try and figure out what happened, I'll let you make a wisdom roll with a bonus equal to your levels in monk.
Alrighty. That would be.
So what other doors do your keys unlock?
So, and that would be plus.
Life has many doors,
10.
Marten boy.
Okay, doesn't.
If it helps, in order to roll it, you have to roll it directly into the text box, like on the left.
This would be a plus 10 because I was trying to type it. Oh, only a 5. So 15. 8 from monk and plus 2 from wisdom.
All right. Well, would that have been enough? I think it would have. Yeah, you know what? This will be a funny realization, so that'll be enough. This guy, this creepy guy, just successfully manipulated your key into giving you a single quivering palm strike that is currently active.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, he tends to do stuff like that.
No, I think you misunderstand. If I touch anyone with this right hand, they might die.
Yeah, he tends to do stuff like that.
He's helping.
I almost regret drinking this, as he holds up the vial of holy water.
All right, you guys, what's taking so long?
Don't touch my right hand.
Unless you are sure that you want to accept him out of the crew, because he wants to shake the hand of his new captain.
A challenge? Temple launches back.
Snow, would now be a good time to ask you for that fortitude save?
Yep.
I felt the call of chaos.
This would be a plus 4 because this is alcohol.
Yep.
Oof. 31.
Is Timber
All right.
within 10 feet of him now?
No,
Okay.
because this is like when Timber is turning around.
Yeah.
All right, Snow, would you like to know something funny?
Maybe?
Yeah, the funny part is that you failed. You are still going to be getting extremely drunk from this.
I'm not
This-
surprised on the extremely drunk part.
Yeah. This Dionysian holy water had a drunkenness save DC of 35.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, this is actual straight up like bacchanal in holy water.
So no, it's oh my god in the literal sense.
Yeah.
Oh
As
my
though
god, because I'm worth
you,
it.
You feel a sudden warmth shoot through your entire body like you just got done downing multiple bottles of liquor at once back to back. This is quite possibly one of the drunkest states you've been in a very, very long time, perhaps ever.
Challenge accepted. And you'll just see you'll just see Snow eyes start to glaze over and just, whoa, that was some good. I want more.
As Temple grabs his non-bottle hand.
Did you grab his right hand?
Yep.
He wants to shake the hand of his new captain.
All
I
right.
got to look this up because I wasn't expecting. What does that do?
Oh, it means that if at any moment Snow wants to kill him over the next 8 days, he can so try to kill Timber with a free action unless Timber makes a Fortitude saving throw, equal to, I think, DC 18 or something from Snow.
Yeah, my DC is not quite 18, but
Well, because it's half your monk level plus your Wiz modifier.
16.
16, okay. Oh yeah, you had your primary in Dex instead. Yeah, okay.
Yes. So Timber, when you shook Snow's hand, there's an odd sensation that flows through your body.
It wouldn't have been the first time he's had an odd sensation like this.
I'm picking up good vibrations.
Strong sense of duty washes over Temple.
It fills you with determination.
It's definitely a feeling of foreboding, and not the regular foreboding that Timber has. Like a second
Advanced foreboding.
Advanced foreboding.
Hey, look, it's just like grabbing onto Timber's curse.
Well, I mean, out of everyone you shook hands with, at least you shook the Death Cultist hand.
Go on, shake hands with danger.
I need an adult.
Timber's gonna
I
look down.
am an adult.
And you know, since this is like the first time he really introduced himself, Timber's gonna get the impression that I tolerate this guy.
You're at the bottom of the list.
Yep.
Well, the fact that you know that's the closest Timber will get to liking somebody who's not a loyalist. So, good impression.
Just put him at the bottom of the kill list.
So the handshake was so amazing. He's like, I feel death itself has washed upon me. I like this one.
Yeah, I like
Pretty much.
You're dangerous. I like you. Now let's
my
get
friend
to
now.
drinking.
We're having soft tacos later.
You're my friend now. We're having sloppy chow later. Do 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 do.
Now, Timber, does this activate your chaos detection?
Oh, Temple would have to, you know, physically turn on the thing. I guess since he is kind of meeting him for the first time, he would check him for chaos.
Snow would register.
So first is a friendly handshake, then it's grip. Noted.
Snow, you feel as Timber touches you, your key go back to normal.
I don't think he's in a state of mind right now to realize that it went back to normal.
Well, let me put it this way: your paw has stopped, like, effectively shudder vibrating, like at a level that like you could feel it, but it was hard to tell visually.
So it just feels like your hand gets crushed back into its normal state. With a large character, 22 strength, just shakes your hand.
Yep, that would be crushing for Stowe at strength 10.
Not to mention the metal gauntlet.
Well, let's keep this going. To the tavern. More booze.
He
You
just
see those,
consumed a
like,
potion of instant drunkenness, and he is now
ready to
wanting to
go
get drunker.
drinking. Yeah. Back to the tavern.
And at the tavern, Alexei, what were you up to?
Oh, right. This is actually an Alexei-sized tavern.
Yes, It is properly sized for you. The portions are properly sized, the tables, the chairs, everything is exactly for your height.
Well, Alexei is probably cleaning his rifle, although it really doesn't actually need it that often because magic. But, and also probably ordered food and is probably trying to chat up Orchid if he can find.
Alright. Pretty much all it would take is asking, like, one of the servers if Orchid was in for him to show up.
So hey, I heard there was a donkey story, and kind of want to hear more about that a little bit.
That doesn't continue to work as blackmail if we, spoil the fun part.
He doesn't know this.
No, I'm saying this to him.
Well, this is because Alexei went up to the tavern like a while ago.
Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah. So this is more like catching up on what Alexei was up to. Well, I'm not exactly about to tell you that story.
But maybe later, maybe.
I have literally no reason to tell you that story.
I mean, I just mean, so tell me about the town.
About what part?
Favorite parts, I guess.
Well, I like the parts where people pay me money, like the tavern.
Oh, okay.
Wow, you do not know how dealing with people with information works, do you?
Got an introvert in critical need of rescue. Mobilize.
I mean, it's not.
He has
It's not
negative
really-
words.
It's not really information that matter. I just want to get. He kind of sinks down like he's used to a table being able to hide him.
We are conditioned Phantom, Ohio. Repeat, we are at conditioned Phantom, Ohio.
Oh, hey, that's where I live.
The Riz has gone negative.
I hope you know that slinking down slightly doesn't exactly hide you. It just makes you slightly smaller.
Oh, right. What's the strongest alcohol you have? That isn't Dionysian?
Well, limiting my options there, but I could get you some liquor. Do you like flavored, flavorless? Go blind?
I'd like to forget today happened. At least the last 2 hours.
In that case, Okay, wait, hold on. Do you want to forget that it happened for now, or do you want to forget that it happened?
Yeah, I kind of forget that it happened.
Alright, how much you got on you?
Well, after I replenish my... guess I can probably spare about 3 gold for tonight's food and drinks. Oh, that's
Well, I could get you it for 3 gold. It's just also... It'll be a little bit less accurate on how many hours you'll forget. Could be 1, could be 5, you know.
You know, if you want to forget stuff, we could help with that.
I mean, I want to. It's just I am not doing well with people today. I'm not good with people. Machines are easy, but people are complicated sometimes. No, God, when did you get here?
We're not there. We're just in your head.
What's it like in there?
There's bath everywhere. It's like written all over the place. None of it actually makes sense. There's an error over there. Oh, wow, that's a really big error that led over to that one, which is a you should probably fix whatever you were working on last.
I was
Stop using whatever you were making last, and fix it. You know, go back. That was a big error. You were supposed to carry the 1.
What is that? I was trying to... What?
So, do you want the forget juice or no?
Well, if you wanna forget the last few hours, we could just delete it. Doesn't cost you anything.
I'm sorry. I've got Martens in my head. I think it's getting a little. Actually, if I just treat it like to talk, it should just. Okay, I think I can carry the conversation.
All right. Do you want the forget juice?
I just want a lot of alcohol, and food.
All right, so none of the forget juice, just alcohol. Gotcha.
Whatever you like to drink.
I like to drink the most expensive stuff.
Can 3 gold get me the most expensive stuff?
No.
Oh. Well,
you're talking to the town info broker. He's loaded.
well, I mean, there's the 3 gold anyway for food and whatever drinks that can be, and
He's adorable.
yeah, okay. Just looks really, really like ears completely splayed, polishing the pristine musket.
Orca's gonna reach out, like, pat the top of your head and go, you know what? For being thoroughly entertaining, I'll give you your first glass free.
Okay. Entertaining is kind of what I want to do.
And Orca's gonna go off and return with like a decent meal and a glass of alcohol.
Let's see. Inventory. And checking my spell list. Can I enhance the alcohol?
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, you paid him 3 gold, so that's worth like a lot of alcohol.
Yeah. Alexei's just gonna sheepishly start sipping it.
Okay, so for reference, like a mug of ale is usually like 4 copper.
Yeah, in other words, he's ripping you off.
Well, he's not giving you just this one. It's just right now.
Well,
You
it's
got a
different.
pretty good.
There's a difference between generic ale and fine liquor.
Yes, there is.
Brandy is dandy, but liquor is quicker.
Also, because you got a pretty good meal, that's also that was also a couple silver. So you have quite the amount of money left on getting drink refills. All right. So after that, like, it would probably be a good time for everyone else to show up if they were going there.
Yep.
Gar would
Temple
just need
lets-
permission first.
Yeah,
Leave
Tim will
the
let
ship.
everyone in, and then he crawls in.
Remember, this place is so small.
Is it just Timber's head sticking in through the door?
Pretty much.
An entire corner booth is just a doggy bed for him. They just pull the table out and there you go.
He's like low crawling.
He effectively has to, if he wants to fit properly.
If he stands up, he's just gonna lift up the entire tavern.
This is true. Also, Rose, you get to see, you get to see... Oh, who do we lose?
Alexei?
Yeah, we lost Alexei.
Again. Yeah. Crashing.
Alright, we have Alexei back. Alright. You get to see Orchid already on the floor.
Okay, when you say on the floor.
I mean, like, out on the floor. As
Working.
in, like, working.
Okay. You have to clarify when it comes to adventuring parties.
That's fair.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Yeah, so Rose, you would be able to see Orchid already working the floor.
Orchid, my old time friend.
Tanya, my loyal customer.
Fourth
Wait,
wall,
who's
do you
Tanya?
know it?
Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, look, we're reaching the stage in which case my body is like, hey, you should be getting ready for bed.
So, Orchid, you've previously given us a lot of information about the various legends that hide in the shadows and the raids that have been going on. I need to know if today's horrors were brought by those raiding shadow legends.
Hey, Zim, do you think we should lobby for Pathfinder to put in the punishment feat into this?
I think so, but I've got a different punishment for now. There, she's been banished to the pit of death.
You should have sent her to the Shadow Realm.
Oh, that's a good point. I really should. Yeah, here, let me fix that. To the Shadow Realm.
Just every time she poofs out of existence.
There were
Timbo
legends
cries.
in there. You sent me to the Shadow Realm, there were legends in there.
Roselia, don't make me smite you. This might be one of the rare moments where you have the high ground, but I dare you not to underestimate my power.
I just need to know if today's horrors have been brought to us by raiding shadow legends. What's so weird about that?
You know, it's almost as if I wish I shook Rose's hand.
We'll just shake up poor Snep's hand. I'm not sorry.
Yeah, that's why I'm upset.
And I guess Snow will be stumbling into the tavern. Probably very difficult to hold a straight line right now.
I feel like I'm not
Tri-
getting an answer
tripping
on
over
Rose's
Campbell.
question. I feel like I'm not getting an answer on Rose's question simply because Taldarius is mad with me now.
Damn, that'd be interesting. Anyway.
Gar, could you give me a hand here? I feel like I'm getting cut off. They didn't like my puns.
You need a
Grasp
hand.
Roselia fondly.
You need a hand from Gar. Ha ha.
I will sit on you.
And you will disappear.
Try to make a joke into paying an arm and a leg for it.
Storyteller, what's the guy's name again?
Orchid.
Orchid? Can Tibbo detect chaos on Orchid?
Oh yeah, he is definitely 100% chaos.
He just sucks it out of me.
You just Timbo inhales and exhales all the air in the room.
All of the windows in the frames rattle in response.
There are
So,
now two
anyway,
chaotic
can I
beings in the room. Sorry.
actually do for you?
I want to know whether or not the cultists that attacked the village today are the same ones that were inhospitable when you visited a few days ago. The ones you tipped me off to.
That one I could tell you for free. Yeah. Well, I mean, not the same people in particular, but same group. Yeah.
You neglected to mention just how large their numbers were.
Does that matter?
Well, when you're deciding whether or not you plan to wipe them off the map, yes it does.
I mean, okay, let's be real. You guys are. Oh no, he doesn't like that. You guys are mercenaries of the high quality sort, which means if you really had to care about a horde of completely untrained, emaciated cultist chaff fodder, like you guys are better than that.
I can tell you this right now. Anytime that anyone enters into combat, you've got a 5% chance of doing something amazing and a 5% chance of falling flat on your ass, regardless of skill level. Everyone can get lucky, and the more people you have swinging at you, the more chances for that luck to kick in.
I don't need luck. I have faith in the Kaiserin. Nor do I count.
Okay, look, Rose, you can make people's skeletons dance inside their bodies. I don't see your point here.
You can't prove that in a court of law.
What makes you think I want to be in a court of law?
Exactly. But seriously, we need to drive them off the island some way or another. I'm open to any suggestions you might have.
Well, I guess it really depends, because the thing about it is that, yeah, sure, you got rid of a lot of them for now. They're going to replenish that number.
Yeah, and I need to cut off the supply. I need to find a way to keep them from replenishing.
Well, I will say it's not like they're bringing.
I already know the answer to this question, Rose.
I'm all ears. I'm always all ears, but now especially so.
Well, just like every other problem, it is quite simple. I can't believe you haven't realized this yet.
Kill them faster than they can replenish?
Well, that, but I meant, the question, the answer to the question, as a Kazran told me, more woven. Always more woven. Works every time.
Just genuinely crestfallen, and it's like, yeah, we don't have more woven available.
For now.
Well, what we could use is more ale.
My kind of customer. But anyway, as I was about to say, Rose, there isn't exactly a boat that's going around and like dropping all these cultists off at the island.
Here's an interesting question, and one you might have some information regarding. How do the cultists and the gnolls get along?
8 silver.
Constantly stingy.
Oh, look, you just recently came into 147 gold. Oh, no.
That's a lot of silver.
Actually, rather than 8 silver, she's just going to hand him 1 gold. The info and a mug of ale.
Very well. Any other orders?
Not at the moment.
He's looking around like the rest of the group.
And I'll look at Rose. Rose, of course the gnolls are going to be hungry.
Speaking of, you been running into any problems since you left the boat?
Nobody's poked the bear yet.
Yep, Gar, for you, people have just kind of like looked at you and like very decidedly completely stayed out of your way whatsoever.
You know, it's worth noting the fact that this is a gnoll that isn't traveling as part of a pack and is wearing a rabbit headband.
They haven't tried stoning him to death or anything yet.
They might think that he's just legitimately insane and thinks that he's a hairfolk.
And I also have Timber's crest on the back of my...
Yeah, they know he's an oddity, so they're... That's the kind of crazy you want to stay upwind from.
All right. But yeah, Orchid will be looking around at everyone else and asking if there's any other orders.
No, we'll fumble a gold piece and slap it on the counter. Drinks for myself and the big one in the corner.
Don't forget a law. He also requires alcohols.
Just bring a small keg.
We're gonna have so much work cleaning this up.
By the way, Alexei, this would be like one of your first times actually seeing a Lar, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. Go ahead. Do you have any sort of profession? Skill?
I have profession tinker, craft alchemy, and that's it.
All right. Pick whichever one you want and roll that for me. All right. You would realize that this man is actually kind of infamous for having accidentally completely destroyed multiple guild halls and rendered the ground underneath them unstable, so they had to rebuild elsewhere because he comes up with very dangerous concoctions and tries them.
You mean to say he literally cracked the foundation under the guild hall?
Yes.
Oh,
No wonder
wow.
why the militant guy is like, I want this guy.
And you currently see him drinking a bottle of alcohol from his one good hand and ordering more alcohol. He is known as having some of the best explosives ever, and that's kind of part of a problem.
It's the black powder of calamity. Alexei's eyes go wide.
This man is banned from just about every alchemist, guild hall out there. He is not allowed to show up unless with, like, special dispensation because they're so worried he's going to blow another one up on accident.
And they
Yes.
are probably all in awe. Alchemists are a funny sort.
This dwarf can set your soul on fire.
Well, he's just a human. This is Jakovich, his cousin. His third cousin, Alar, who gave him the powder that he dipped his axe into, and it turned his axe explosive until the axe exploded and broke. To note, the amount of attacks that Alar got in, or that Jakovich got in from that axe that Alar made explosive was exactly 1, and then it exploded.
Oh, I was gonna ask whether or not that meant that he actually had devised semi-automatic bombs.
No. He has devised contact explosive powder, though, with sufficient force.
Storyteller?
Yes.
Can Tibble roll like insight to figure out Alexei's expression?
Sure.
Where's insight at?
It's like sense motive.
Oh, sense motive.
All right, with a 26, you would be able to get a mix of fear, shock, and awe.
A little bit of religious ecstasy somewhere in there too.
All right. Can I roll an intelligence?
Look, if you want to roll an intelligence, you can roll an intelligence. How you interpret this is up to you.
Oh. Oh no.
Tibble's gonna like crawl over, you know. Alexei, I know that look.
Really?
The look of a true believer.
Um, um,
I know you lack confidence. You know, Tibble's voice is really booming. But I know today, after you saw my excellent maneuverings, that you are on the way to being a loyalist. I have enough confidence for the both of us.
The twins are gonna lift Alexei into the air. And they're gonna pull out one of the cloaks, you know, one of the spare cloaks, and have it float around Alexei, and just, you know, the clasp goes on and stuff.
Alexei, you have been adventure adopted.
I know you're speechless. I was speechless too when I was introduced to the Kaiser's greatness.
absolute terror on his face.
Except, I wasn't like, well, I was little. I was still bigger than you, even though I was little. You know, because wolven puppies are pretty big. Anyways, I will remember that look. That was a look that I saw reflected on my brother's helmet. Because it was my look.
Have your own helmet yet?
I do have my own helmet. But
Well,
all helmets were not painted yet because we just got them.
Oh. Oh. Hmm.
It is okay, Alexei. You have these strange feelings, but one day you will understand that this is the way.
He knows the way.
Yes, for my empress. My queen.
One day the sleeping empress will awaken and will show us the way.
Alright, well, I would like... I was promised booze.
Pretty good stuff here. I don't know if I can hands it more than it already is without. I guess I could use some of the clean I have.
Roselia,
What?
obtain me alcohol.
Orchid, obtain him alcohol.
No was already rolling a small barrel over to where Tipper was.
Yep. Timber's alcohol was already paid for.
Well, that's enough for breakfast. But what about second breakfast?
Hey, if you want to
Well,
order
that-
more, you can order more.
I require 3 woolens worth of alcohol. I have to drink for my brothers who are not here to drink.
Can I get I can't reach my food. Can I get
Wait, why
Please.
can he not reach his food?
Because he got picked up.
Oh,
Yeah, he's still floating in midair.
yeah, I had kind of zoned out for what had happened during that time period. I got distracted in another window. Sorry.
It's okay, Wazilia. You just witnessed somebody knowing of the Imperial truth. One day will happen to you as well. Just with more choking. But the Kaiserin realizes that you are sacrificing ale for her, and she will love that.
Snow begins moving the barrel away from Timber for saying sacrifice the ale.
The twins are going to put
sacrifice air.
they're going to put Alexei back down on the ground. But then they're going to pull on the cloak to make it seem especially heavy.
what's this thing made of?
He is weighed down by her grace. I can see it.
I am not drunk enough for these people today. Just tossing back her ale.
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
guess
sure he
we'll
was
The twins are-
barrel and make it disappear.
The twins are going to intercept the ale. Make it start flowing out and away from Rosalia.
She is going to aim the chromatic armlet at the nearest twin. Do not get between me and my alcohol.
Okay, the stream is turning around and being shoved out her throat.
Ah! This proves nothing.
Alar's gonna take a sip from his drink, stop, furrow his eyebrows a little bit, and look over at Orchid. Hey, you're that information guy. Inform me of how to get a bunch of nitric acid and stuff on short term. I have an idea.
How much nitric how much do you need? Are we talking like a couple doses, or are we talking like a keg?
I could use a keg of nitric acid. That I could make a bunch of it.
I mean, I don't have a keg. I've just got a few doses. I mean, well, enough for.
Just give me some nitric acid. I'm gonna take another drink.
Timbo is making this barrel disappear at an alarming rate.
Alexei's going to pull out a vial.
The barrel was rolled away from Timber for a bit.
Given the
You
relative,
cannot
Did he
escape the
stutter?
long arm of the law.
especially in this room because it's sized for people 2 sizes smaller than him.
Yeah.
Alexei's going to pull out a vial of an unmarked substance and casually flick it across the table.
All right. He's gonna catch it, and then proceed to take out a mason jar-looking thing from his bag. Dump the entirety of the nitric acid thing inside. Cut it with a little bit of water from a canteen, and then drop a silver coin inside.
The twins are ducking
Alright,
for
just gotta
cover.
wait for that.
I still need 3 more barrels.
Well, Gar is gonna get out his flagon, just take one little flagon from Captain Timber. I'll take my ration.
Don't worry, Gore, I didn't forget about you. That's why I'm requesting 3 more barrels.
Hey, I'm the barbarian. I'm not supposed to get drunk and cause chaos here.
It's okay, you'll be under the watchful eye of Timber and 2 more barrels in them.
I still
Brazilian,
have to
pay for the barrels! I don't know money.
I still have to show respect for Rose, his hometown.
Orc, just open up a tab. If any one person on the tab goes into the platinum range, just smack them with something and tell them no.
Okay. He seems entirely too happy at the instructions you've gave him.
There's 3 barrels in the platinum range.
He's gonna go over to Timber, pat him on the shoulder, and go individually no.
Just give me my slap!
Laughing both in and out of character.
As Snow is just looking at his hand for a second.
Okay, for the sake of that, that's funerary. So, just whatever the barrels cost. I will be adding everything up to find out whether or not you're taking advantage of this. You scalp any prices, I'm going to be scalping you.
Oh, I'm taking advantage of this, but it's gonna be market price.
I'm
I was
okay with market
promised a
price.
slap.
After all, Rose, you just said if anyone individually gets into the platinum range. You never said if that was on an individual drink or all together. He's gonna disappear into the crowd after that.
Orc, I know you're still listening. If you don't slap Timber, he's going to be very upset.
The twins are sending along to him. We would like your entire stock on her tab.
No. It's gotta all be an individual orders, otherwise it doesn't get around that.
Okay, so we'd like this, and then we'd like that, 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 and then we'd like that. Oh, it's individual. Only he's hearing them.
Oh, okay.
And he is slowly, one by one, going to be bringing out the requested items.
I guess Tim will start belly crawling away with the 3 barrels.
If you want to, sure. Because Orchid is continually bringing barrels out.
Right, well, he has 3. He can counter that. He's going to make his way back to Gaul.
Rose, Orchid has continued to grab barrels of things.
When there's about 30
Alright.
barrels, the twins are going to take them outside and, float them back to the ship.
And Orchid is going to lean against the table that Rose is at and just go, you have very thirsty friends.
Could you create an invoice for that and leave the payee blank?
That's not how you run a business. You can't leave the
Sorry, not the payee, the payer. Thank you. So I asked for it to be put on the tab. I never said that I wouldn't be charging them back afterwards.
Oh boy, Rose is putting it on Charon's tab. Haha.
Well, I guess that would be one way to deal with Aaron's forces, because then he would send them after us and we could claim self-defense.
I would imagine if those barrels have completely cleaned out the tavern, Snow is going to be hugging one of those barrels back to the ship.
She is totally going to be serving fries and hash browns with an invoice. You want to pull that? She will pull that.
But they did not agree to pay for that.
You did by putting it on her tab.
But it was her tab, not theirs.
You made use of her. You made use of that.
I'll warn
account.
you, they have ranks in profession lawyer. They will win this.
Them having ranks in profession lawyer would mean that they would understand that when you're spending money on somebody else's account, that is you agreeing to the terms of that account.
Yes, and somebody else's tab is that they pay it. Done.
Okay, fine. Timber. They're stealing from coffers right now.
Twins, you're in charge of the money armory. Whatever debt here, you pay it. Captain's orders.
Did this
By the
come
way,
later?
the barrels are 30-gallon barrels, each costing around 6 gold. And that is why he said not individually.
I don't want to hear arguing about money if we got it.
Lightpaw, we keep getting the fan in your mic.
In total, the amount of gold cost of that alcohol is 198 gold.
The twins can handle that.
See, now is that so hard?
Well, yeah, but they don't want to.
Well, I have to do a lot of things that I don't want to.
Well, yeah, but they're also not there right now.
Quick mic check. Is that better?
Yeah.
We're not hearing anything, so.
Yay.
So they were... How much ale was in them?
They are 30-gallon barrels, and you have achieved a total of 33 gallons between you for a total of 198 gold cost.
Okay.
In terms of pounds, that is, that's also like just a lot in pounds, but
Yeah, but they can lift a lot, so... And if
Don't
nothing
worry,
else,
it's
I
only a
think-
couple butt loads.
it's still like enough where like if you're carrying all of them, it's still almost like 1,000 pounds. So it's still notable. So I wanted to bring it up.
Timbo's gonna bring one of those barrels to Gaul and just drink with him. I didn't forget about you.
While everybody is getting sloshed, the twins are going around to find people to trade, because they've got a whole bunch of the discounted trade
Spices and
goods.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're looking to offload that and pick up new stock.
Ale's about 8 pounds per gallon, by the way.
It is, which is very funny.
Depending on where the twins levitate the at least one of the kegs, there's a snow attached to one.
They would have shooken off Snow before they left the tavern.
Snow would be incredibly difficult to dislodge because he has a climb speed.
Well, there's your anti-gravity cat meme.
Yep.
Then they will scrape it along the ground to get Snow off.
Snow is going to rotate himself around the barrel.
Just give him the barrel.
They're gonna yeet the barrel.
And it's gone!
All right, where are you yeeting the barrel?
Straight up.
Snow, you're suddenly very high.
Haven't even smoked anything.
And they'll just
I
take
don't
the
know,
other 29.
There was that bacchanal wine.
How high up in the air? And are there structures nearby?
There's a barrel.
You just cut to Timbo and Gold clanking the kegs together in the background. You just see over their shoulders Snow up in the air getting launched up.
Typical tavern shenanigans.
I am looking up exactly how far they can yeet this.
If it helps, this is a 240-pound barrel of alcohol.
I mean, you yeeted Timbo 100-something feet up in there before. And he's heavier than that.
Yeah, true. I'll just leave it up to you, Tal, on how high up he goes. But they are going for as high as they can.
Say hello to the Jade Emperor.
For the record, they can lift between themselves, I believe it is about 6,000 pounds.
Funnily enough, you might not have been able to take all of the barrels in one trip, but yeah. What are your spell ranges? Like, what's your... How far can you telekinesis things? How far away can you pick things up from?
Far away would be about 100 feet.
All right, yeah, so that'd be about how high you could, like, move them with your telekinesis. With, like, with, like, a bit of speed, they could go a little bit higher, but it'll be, like, maybe 120 feet.
Oh,
So
wait,
you're
no, they
suddenly
can double the distance.
All right, so let's go 240 then. 250. So you're like very high up. You're like 250 feet off the ground, high up.
Is he dropping it or just throwing him, or is he just lifting him up in the air?
They are throwing you up and stopping holding it. So you are in free fall.
Snow is going to realize that he is now falling, and he wants to save the barrel of alcohol. I don't know how fast free fall works, but as a standard action, he shoves the barrel most of the way into a bag of holding, and as the other standard action, he is going to long jump to the nearest building so he can slow fall. And he will expend a key point for long jump.
Doesn't long jump require that you jump off of something?
Yes, before the barrel actually goes completely into the bag, he's going to launch himself off of it.
Fair enough. If it works for
yeah.
Tal, then works for me.
Yeah, I mean you would have a platform to jump off of.
And because I believe I expended a key point, I don't need a running start. I'm going to have to add all the bonuses because I have a lot. Let's see here.
By the way, to note, you don't need to spend a key point for always counting as having been running. Instead, you spend a key point to get a plus 20 on your acrobatics checks to jump it for 1 round.
Either way, I'm still expending it. So that would be 33, 38, 46 before I roll.
None shall see me. Though my battle cry may give me away.
So I believe that's a 50 on my long jump.
All right.
And that's when he lands in Nevis's lap.
Because Snow wants to get to a building because slow fall only counts if I'm beside a structure or something to slide down.
Yep. Which, for that, I will say you are able to get next to a building with that pretty easily.
And Snow is now going to run off with his prize because now he has an entire keg of liquor. Probably back into the tavern.
Yep. In terms of damage, it's going to be non-lethal instead. Which, probably doesn't matter that much.
What would be the damage?
I'm double checking that right now.
Sorry, I just had to flex on Roselia.
There's the influence.
Uh-oh. Influence. Yeah, sure, I'll handle that in a second.
Yep.
I
Taking
would
me
like-
a minute, just taking pills.
Unless this will conflict with the influence, Rose is going to be taking advantage of all that chaos that was going on to attempt slipping out, but she's not a very stealthy person, so.
All right. It will not, but it there will be something that you're gonna notice. All right, so
My stealth check was so good, nobody realized I rolled a stealth check.
I
Yeah,
just didn't know
she's-
what you rolled a stealth for, but
the intended course of actions is that she'll have McRib meet up with her, hand off the engraved sickle, and then she's going to be heading alone to the graveyard.
I was just
All
rolling
right.
for fun.
For your thing, Rose, as you leave, you see that your skeletons have found the alcohol and are attempting to see if they can drink it.
Go on and join in the fun, I guess.
They got one jug of ale, one drinks, and the other one holds the mug right in his rib cage to pick it up and also drink.
All right. Out of curiosity, by the way, because fairly new. Snow, what's your HP?
65.
65. All right. So you're gonna take 42 non-lethal, which doesn't really matter because it's non-lethal.
Okay, I will
It just means like, you know, oof, ouchie, tired from doing that kind of stuff.
Okay. I'll just put that in the side there as a note. But no, you just see Snow leap probably an incredible distance, slide down the side of a house, and he just go splat.
Bonk.
It's just one of those moments where you just see him just like, ow. Checks the bag, checks to see if the barrel's okay, puts it back in the bag, and starts hobbling off to back to the tavern.
You may go back to the tavern.
And with that, with anyone else in there, Snow will be sharing that barrel with anyone who wishes. And probably singing badly as the evening goes on. Please don't ask me to sing.
I'm not going to ask you to sing.
The twins are back on the boat, right?
They took the stuff back to the boat, but then headed out again to start trying to make deals and stuff.
Timbo is gonna call out to him and ask if he can borrow their lantern.
Yes, though maybe when you're not quite so drunk.
A magnanimous dispensation.
Oh,
Tochemay tipped $110. Razim contract.
Tochemay, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for the support. That is the tip goal fully completed.
All right. I will make note of that for next session. I mean, they're supposed to take effect next session anyways, but you know.
Yeah, so Timbo's just gonna say, it will mean the world to me if I can just see it.
We'll happily let you.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure Timbo's kind of... he is sloshed right now.
He is more than a little bit drunk, yes.
Yeah. He'll kind of just like stand there waiting for the twins to show up with the lantern.
Oh, well, if he wants it right now, alright, they'll come over with it.
Timbo would like give him little head pats. Thank you.
One of them is going, Hash Browns is going to follow him while Fries is doing the trade negotiations.
Honestly, twin, Hash brown? Is that hash brown? Or is that?
Yes.
Is that? Yeah. Okay. Turn your lantern on.
It is on.
Oh. Well, I think she's behind me. I can't see her, and he like turns around. Do you see anything?
He's going to point it in Timber's direction.
All right. So behind Timber, you would be able to see a rather like messed up looking female wolven. Like, you know, the armor is like looks extremely damaged. She's missing one arm. She looks rough.
Are the twins the only ones who can see this, or
Nope,
Can
they've got a lantern
anyone-
of revealing.
so anyone can see?
If they're around, though, I
Correct.
think Timber's outside of the tavern at the moment.
Yeah, he's standing like on the deck of the boat.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're back at the. They'd be back at the boat. Yeah.
What do you see?
They're just going. He's just going to send along the image that he sees.
All right, Timber, you would be able to see this.
Does Timbo recognize who this is?
Yeah, it's definitely Miss.
Timbo will like quickly turn around, and probably she poofs behind him.
Yep.
I wonder if she can hear me. Are you okay? Did it halt?
As of right now, you can't really see any responses. She looks like she's watching carefully, though. Like, as much as you can tell.
Turn the lantern on.
You mean off?
Yeah, off.
Okay. He's gonna put it away.
Timbo's gonna like mulch up over to hash browns, right?
Yes.
Just give him like the biggest freaking hug. And in a drunken man will just start crying. Thank you.
Sure thing.
Yeah, not being able to breathe sucks, doesn't it?
I don't think it's the fact that they can't breathe. It's just the fact that he's getting absolutely crushed.
Yeah, crushed by armor.
Yeah.
Crushed by armor, crushed by collar. Still crushing
don't-
damage.
they
Crushing
don't
damage
need-
hurts.
They don't need to breathe.
They don't need to breathe. It's just the fact that he's
Yeah,
being
so
crushed.
that's why crushing damage is the closest parallel we can have.
Don't worry. There's also emotional damage.
Speaking of emotional damage, yeah, Rose
Yes,
she
Timber's-
ducked out. Rose ducked out to head to the graveyard.
Yep.
And she was trying to not be nonchalant about it, but utterly abysmally failed her stealth roll. So
Yeah, Yeah, it's like the sort of thing where, like, someone is basically, like, their body language just screams, "Don't look at me," as they're just, like, quickly moving to wherever they're trying to get to.
She normally doesn't do stealth. She's usually very boisterous about everything.
Which makes sense for why her stealth right now is effectively just "Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me."
You should
You
have
go
rolled
see
intimidation.
Rose.
You should have rolled intimidation.
Rosalia, why don't you want anybody to look at you?
She's going to completely ignore that, and she's continuing towards the graveyard.
Timbo is a sobbing mess right now.
Rosalia, why are you ignoring us?
Because I have something very serious and somber to do, and you two tend not to handle serious and somber well. Just
Great.
keep enjoying your evening.
That's going to be the twins' names.
I was about to
session.
say, you just gave them the names for the next session.
Meanwhile, one of the twins is just getting crushed and like the top of his head licked.
All right. So, Rose, you would be able to make your way to the graveyard pretty easily, though. There's a section carved out inside the walls for it because they don't want the gnolls just like ripping out the bodies to take them to go eat.
Well, the part of the graveyard she's looking for is where the names of all the people that have been taken by the gnolls are at.
Okay, yeah. So that would be there's like a memorial thing instead of like having individual graves for that because they don't know if they're dead or not. Interestingly enough, Rose, you're able to find your own name on that.
She's actually going to just sit down in front of it, and using what tools she has on hand, she's just going to engrave, in parentheses, pending, next to that.
Rose literally walked over her own grave today.
Yep. Actually, no. It's not going to say pending. It's going to say pending appeal.
Pending appeal. All right, you may do so.
But yeah, she's going to be leaving the engraved sickle behind. Saying a short prayer before heading back.
Leaving the sickle, okay.
If you may recall, that was the original casting focus that she was using back when she was doing the alchemy stuff. Way back when. And she said that she had borrowed it from a friend and really wanted to be able to return it one day.
All right, you may leave that behind.
She'll be making her way back to the tavern.
All right. And with that, that might be a good place to go ahead and call it. Because I have work tomorrow.
All right.
I have work as well, but I still have a couple hours of clock left.
I unfortunately do not, because I have to wake up in less than 8 hours for work.
Fun.
I know, right?
Thank you for running.
Yep, not a problem.
I haven't eaten yet, so I'm going to go do that.
Well, first off, thank you everybody for joining us so far on the stream today. That was Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as coming by, hanging out, picking up packs of cards to stream loots, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or picking up some merch over at zgfgaming.store. But for now, thank you so much for joining, everyone, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I love you guys so
Bye-bye.
much.
So long, farewell.